Player of the Year nominees are out and people are pissed. My good friend Daniel Koranteng has been on and on and on for 24 hours. The boy didn't sleep. And Messi in it in tea. UEFA have explained why Messi is in there. The majority of the people are saying Messi doesn't deserve to be in there because they're not at PSG. Okay, he won the World Cup, but what has that got to do with UEFA Men's Player of the Year? But people are saying that's not the first time national team performance has been factored into this award. So we'll look at all the angles as far as this one is concerned. Should Messi be in there or not? No, Kylian Mbappe also did well at the World Cup after all, didn't he? No, Vinicius Jr. had a good season last year. But it's Messi, Kevin De Bruyne, and Erling Haaland. What are your thoughts on that? Does Messi deserve to be in there? Why does he? First off, he's coming off his most prolific season at PSG. He won the league there as well. So that's something. That counts for something. Should count for something. All right, so we'll talk about that. But also, Premier League is coming up this weekend. We witnessed the opening weekend. It was quite routine for some teams, but this weekend it kicks up another gear. Man City versus Newcastle United, and that should be a very, very good game. Spurs against Man United is another game to look forward to, and there's plenty of transfer stories to talk about. Kudus Mohammed, is he going to West Ham? Is he not? There's that. And of course, most importantly though, there are some updates that you need to know. First up, the World Cup that was supposed to happen between Great Olympics and Hearts of Oak this weekend on Sunday. Hearts of Oak, they have a new coach and they seem to have been preparing in earnest for the game. Only just now, Great Olympics have released a statement to say, we will not play the game. 48 hours to the match. Olympics have said they will not play in the World Cup. So the game has been called off. All right. Mediama, on the other hand, are in Africa alongside Dreams FC and Ampem Dakoa Ladies. Mediama play Remo Stars in the qualifiers of the CAF Champions League on Sunday in Cape Coast. Milo FC take on Dreams FC.
Who FC? Who FC?
Hold on. Who FC?
Who FC again?
Milo Van Rijvaart FC.
Melo can't take Ghana when they go to your team or what?
Guess what? Muftawu Yusuf said during the press conference. He said the coach, you call him Milo. Yes, we are owing him.
So they are in Guinea, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, they are in Guinea. Dreams FC. To play in the preliminary round of the CAF Confed Cup. And Ampemdakwa Ladies are in Benin City to play in the qualifiers of the CAF Women's Champions League. So
no, but it's good. It's a nice feeling to have a weekend where Ghanaian clubs are out there.
I know, right?
It's been a while since we had that. It's been a while, Charlie.
It has been. Welcome to the show, all of you. It's live and interactive.
Hey, long way continue.
Charlie, anyway, Sitsofe, Philip Atsrim, Daniel Koranteng, Muftawu, Nabila, Abdullah, and Gary L. Smith are my guests on the show tonight, this afternoon. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, game plan on 99.7 Joy FM and Hits 103.9 FM is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience. And our good friends at Betway, bet your way. Quick. All right. Okay, good. The show is live and interactive on social media. Get in touch with us. Use the hashtag game plan on Twitter with your thoughts on all of the things we'll be talking about here on the show. But also, if you're interested in WhatsApp instead, the number is 055 1111 997. 055 1111 997. All right, guys, welcome to the show. I know there's only one place to start, but just before, and we had intended to start with the athletics, but guys, 48 hours to an important cup game Great Olympics have released a statement to say the match they won't play again.
What you had on?
Charlie, you know, and Charlie,
I don't get this.
Charlie,
This is the Garman checkup.
But actually, enter Gary.
So actually,
You see-
one of the things I got was that it is beyond football.
All right.
that's what they'll tell you. You see, fans, and we
But it has to be football. We only deal with football.
thank
We
you.
deal with football, but the reasons for withdrawing is beyond football. So what will you say?
You see, and Gary, it
Thanks.
creates all kinds of problems.
Charlie, you can't do this in Germany. Charlie, on a more serious note, you know, we can't grow our game like this.
It's frustrating.
You see, Hearts had been preparing, like you said, feverishly for the game. You know, both social media accounts had been. Now, if you look at the vibe around this year's Homo, even starting from when the ban on noise making,
started,
there has been intent by all the Ghana communities to kick things up a notch this year. From the media point of view, they have been the most open I've seen them in a very long time. On different, not even football. It's the reason why the Chalote Festival has come to joy. You understand? Just to take the interest and the vibe and the feel and the whatnot next level. What we didn't want to announce until 1 p.m. today, we had the right to show Olympics versus Hearts earlier this week. They had come and said, Charlie, we have not played this game in a while, but this year some more, as we speak, the Yellow Network, the telco provider, they are doing a big Ghana Homo thing as we speak right now. So like all stakeholders are, you know, things are happening and the Homo is a big deal and people were ready, you know. I know they had gone station to the local radio stations. Hearts had gone, they were doing promos for the match and stuff like that. And then you cancel your 48 minutes, 48 hours. 2 years ago, Sitsofe, you know, it happened. Last year, it happened. You know, we can't do this in Germany. You don't do that.
But I think the organizer, it's about time they look beyond Great Olympics, because it is always Great Olympics that is taking the decision to withdraw from this game. So if it is always Great Olympics and what we are being told is that it's beyond football, come on, what are the reasons that are beyond football to the extent that
Charlie,
you
we should
put
find
so
some.
much resources?
We should find something. Somebody.
See, must you necessarily make it a House of Folk and Great Olympics contest?
They're not the only two Ghana clubs.
They are the only two Ghana clubs. But you can get
In
the
terms
two
of
most
selling it,
Now, yeah.
They are the two most traditional. But when you go to the Division 1, Division 2 teams, these teams which are very close to the communities, you will have people come out to watch.
you mean
them.
Mighty Jets and things.
You
People
see,
will
and
come
you
out to
see,
watch.
and this point Muftawu is making, it even extends beyond just the Homo World Cup. We've had this conversation regarding the Galka,
The Galka.
the Galka President's Cup. You know, it's a very lazy approach. Every season has to full Kotoko, has to full Kotoko, has to full.
top four Gaga tournaments
Tournament.
because it looks Kotoko are not going to play.
Yeah.
Many of the clubs decided
Many
to
of the
pull
clubs
out.
are pulling out, so they're not going to play. But the thing is, and as Gary started, you see, Gary didn't start by talking about just what football is with the festival. He's talking about what the entertainment industry are doing, what the events people are doing.
Yes.
Football from quad dear. No, you see, it's a matter.
And
You
you
see,
see, some people came to the studio yesterday for us to have a conversation.
Yes.
They are planning workouts. They are planning
Thank you.
bodybuilding competitions.
There's so much going on.
Industries are tagging along with the Homo, and we don't have any issues. They tag along with football for the festival, and then look at what it brings. So when we say our football has problems, and we don't cover ourselves in glory, the media isn't the problem. It's our handlers, because the season is about to start. If we go and see Hearts of Oak and Olympics, and it shows us promise, so we are looking ahead to the season to see how this.
The season starts in what? Just a few weeks from now.
September
So if we see these two teams, I mean,
Yeah.
because you see, Hearts have signed a raft of players.
Yes.
We don't know
They have
them.
a new coach.
They have a new coachee. We don't know. We don't know them. You see, we don't know them. We don't know him. If we go and watch him on Sunday, we will have something to say.
And those who have seen them on television.
You understand? Charlie, some
And
way.
in this case,
Oh man.
we as sportsmen will follow it, the league when it starts, whatever. But our bosses, as managers of media houses, will be thinking, we plan to show the competition at certain time, shifted certain programs for the game. All of a sudden, it's not going to happen. That puts the whole plan into jeopardy.
Yeah.
And I'm not only talking about multimedia. Other platforms.
No, talk about multimedia as we speak. My boss, I'm sure she's on the second floor. She's listening. Me, I know she has said me I'm not serious already. Me, I'm sure Emilia has said me I'm not serious already. Because we have blocked time. We have told the advertisers that we are not going to advertise on Sunday between 3 and 5, and so move the program.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And you see, these things, they absolutely annoying to the fullest, to the brim, because you, Sicho, Gary, this is not the first time, even at the Premier League level. Gary tells me about a story of when Joy FM was consistently running commentary on the Ghana Premier League.
I mean, listeners will remember.
They blocked
just 2 years ago
time to go to Doma to do Heart of Folk against Aegina Stars. They got there only for them to tell them that the match, no.
That one, it was the FA who sent them.
That's what I'm saying. No, we're just talking about the unplanned calling off and suspension of games. Sichu,
I was on that same game.
You were there with start times.
I was in Brekum when they told me to come back to Kumasi.
Can you imagine? No, you see,
I was on my way to. Oh yes, I was going to Doma.
I remember I was doing a podcast. I remember. Guys,
you see, so listeners, you see, it's a sad issue and it's a serious because
It is
you see,
a serious issue.
my previous boss who has passed, may God bless you, so Elvis.
Yes.
After that incident, he never sanctioned us to block time for Ghana Premier League ever again until he passed.
Why would he?
Because it was annoying.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even the first one. We had another big game. Mediema versus Hearts. Floodlight, 6 o'clock.
Let me tell you what happened.
The first and second. Because both teams, it was the season Hearts won the league. So Mediema and Hearts it was a huge game. They had moved the game from 3 to 6, ostensibly because they wanted people to move from work to go. Fent, 4 o'clock or 3 something. We saw GFA statement that the match was not coming on.
Yes.
I mean,
Can you imagine this?
Yes.
there were probably people already at the stadium.
No, people were there. I was there. I was on call.
what is
I
this?
was on call for that.
We
game.
had told Evans Mensah and the crew that we would do news nights at 6 p.m. Oh, day 2, some people had gone home.
All right, guys,
That's
you
the
hold
thing.
on for me. Let me go to the Great Olympics camp and find out exactly what their reasoning is. Saint Joseph speaks for the club. Saint, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. 48 hours to the game. Olympics have released a statement to say you won't play in the Homo World Cup. I mean, how long have you known you were not going to play in this game?
I think it was communicated to the organizers a couple of days ago regarding the terms regarding this particular tournament. But like I said to a sister station, this thing was dealt at the top level of the board and then of both clubs. So it was today that I think they found it prudent to let the public know.
What is the sticking point in this matter? Why? Because, I mean, just a week ago, Great Olympics were present. You yourself, you were present at that press conference to launch this game. You spoke to the media, urged the fans to prepare and come. People have made plans. People have cancelled weddings. People have made enemies. People have moved funerals in order to come and watch this game. 48 hours to the match, you are saying you're not playing again. What's the reason?
For the reasons, I don't think it's good for the public consumption. And it's not anything that I must say is the fault of Great Olympics, as some people are speculating. I hear the other side is trying to talk it over with my superiors and see if there could be a new date for engagement.
You see, the problem is that people don't have time like that. And this almost seems like you're taking the fans for granted because it almost looks like you think, for example, okay, we can decide not to play this weekend. Doesn't matter the fact that it was scheduled and people had made plans. If we fix a new date, the people will come after all. Isn't that taking your fans for granted, perhaps?
It is not taking our fans for granted. You see, like you're asking, you're pushing me to kind of say what I don't have to say.
The
And
only
like I
reason,
said,
the only way
I would
this,
like to, I like to leave it
Saints,
here.
the only way this would make sense is if you told us why, because otherwise
At least
we are putting the
we have
club on
48
blast.
hours,
Because
48 hours to the match day, and I think it's an ample time for anybody who might have decided to do something, still have a change of mind. And like I say, this is not the first time such a thing has happened. You know what I mean?
that's
So,
also even the
like
more
I
reason
say,
why it shouldn't
we
keep
are not
happening, isn't it?
organizers, we are only participants.
Who agreed to participate in the game, only to pull out 48 hours
But
before.
there are terms in everything. As you are working at Joy FM now, there are terms and conditions that you are supposed to adhere to.
Were some terms violated?
Yes. So same can be applied. But like I said, I wouldn't like to kind of put it out there for public consumption because that's not what I was asked to do. So I think it is prudent, only prudent that at this particular hour that is being made to the public that this is what they've done to have been on the D-Day, where people might have trooped in there and then such a thing would not have happened.
Last year you pulled out. What was the reason then?
Like I said, this kind of matches are normally decided at the top, echelon of managers of the various clubs. Okay, a lot of things goes into that, and like I said, as a management member, it's even beyond me.
Okay, no problem. So
I mean.
you don't know the reason for this year, but you won't tell us. You know the reason for last year, you won't tell us. What about 2 years ago when you pulled out?
2 years ago or last year?
2 years ago.
Lots of folk that pulled out.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I said last year it was lots of folk that pulled out.
And 2 years ago you pulled out.
I don't remember something like that. Because so far I'm concerned, the last 2 years you're talking about, that was when we beat them and took the cup.
Very well. Saint, you won't tell us the reason you pulled out. Unfortunately, it is not something that we are very happy about. Obviously, because
I am also not very happy.
You see,
I am not also very happy
because I know, for example, you probably had timelines in your agreement for when certain things need to be delivered. You're suggesting that some contractual obligations were not met. Is that to say that the organizers didn't hold one side of their bargain, and perhaps that's why you're pulling out?
This particular charity match involves a lot of stakeholders. So I wouldn't want to attribute or lay blame on the doorstep of the organizers only. All right, like I'm saying, this is a statement to say that look, it is not coming on. We'll try as much as possible, go behind the scenes and refix. If fine, supporters or fans that ought to come also do not agree that they would like to attend this match. Yeah, so be it.
And so in various instances where matches or opposition teams pull out of games unannounced, there is some form of compensation. In fact, I know some football clubs who have offered to refund ticket prices for people who came to the stadium and they even lost the game. How much more cancelling on the people who have cancelled funerals and weddings and made enemies because they said they're going to watch their beloved club Accra Great Olympics, and you people have pulled out of the game 48 hours to the game. Are you working on any compensatory package for the fans?
Okay, to answer this your question, I do not know any funerals that are organized after 3 p.m. And I don't know any weddings that are organized after 3 p.m. All
please,
are
the funeral,
in the morning.
Saint, what you are forgetting is that.
Far as I'm concerned,
hold on.
parties are even organized in the evening.
Hold on, Saint.
So
What you are forgetting is that it's not. Hold on. What you are forgetting is that.
Maybe if you tell me somebody was
it's not every funeral. Hold on.
Fine.
All right.
But it happens in life. Nothing is perfect in this life.
Okay. What you are forgetting is that not every funeral is in he won't tell us why the game they pulled out of the game. But he also says it's not just the organizer's fault. And so there's that. I'm not better off than before the interview, to be fair.
Anyway, so I think all I'll say is that, Joy FM is a station for discerning listeners. They listen to the interview. They can take the key points.
Yeah, the cracks of the
Yeah,
conversation.
the cracks of my takeaway is that Saint Osei says that if people want to attend the match when it is rescheduled, even when
He
it
said
is
if they don't want fine.
if they don't want,
He said if they don't want to go,
So be it.
yeah,
so
so
be
be
it.
it. That's what he said.
you see. And my boss Saint Osei, Charlie, we can't grow our football when we
Yeah.
talk to fans.
Basically, that's it. It's as if the fans, if
You
they
see, in this
reschedule,
economy, if somebody decides that I am coming to the Accra Sports Stadium, taking car to come there and come and watch your match, and he even pays only 5 cedis, Charlie, you don't say so be it to the person.
Hey,
I said it's the time, the
Bami,
energy,
Bami,
the
right
thought
now-
behind it.
Right now, I don't want to hear anybody say the media is the reason why our game is.
Oh, you will hear,
I
Masa.
won't have it.
All right.
You will hear.
No, but you see, the other thing too is, I think
If
if they say to so be, but you see, I think generally, our handlers of our game, and this goes to the organizers and both clubs, there might have been something that has happened backdoor, so you can't play the game. But you need to cook a reasonable reason. True or false? That makes sense.
That is PR.
That is PR.
Simple.
So you need to come up with a reason.
But
You
you
need
don't
to
come and
come
tell us that this one is even beyond me.
No, you didn't come and tell me that you cannot tell me the reason. It's complete disregard and disrespect to every stakeholder on the project. And that is why we need our handlers of the game to lead some of these if they give us a reason why they are not playing, whether true or false, that would have been a discussion. Maybe they are not playing because the teams have not really had. Find a reason. I mean, if the matter and the three bodies sit and then find a reason and they put it out there in a joint statement.
Yeah.
In a joint statement. You see, there could have been an issue they don't want us to know.
I agree.
We don't have to know.
Have you seen what Haas have posted? They said at the 11th, Great Olympics withdraws from basically.
That's the thing.
Charlie.
You see,
not them.
So it's not them.
The admin of has said
You get it?
like the troll
So,
too much.
so the organizers should have come out with
some
okay,
way.
Hearts, it's Olympics' fault. But listen, for the brand, let's do this.
Because next year you will
Yeah.
come
No, you come
and
to
ask
us
us
again.
again.
The same Ghanaians, like Ghanaians who go to Pluto and Plutorians will come to Ghana.
Okay, so there's one
And-
message I have for the organizers.
Okay.
I understand there's supposed to be some under 13 football, right? 12 teams are going to participate in that under 13 football. The organizers should channel their energy there. Young talents, give an opportunity to play within
Clubs, they are not
a
serious.
week. No, Fentuo.
Charlie, bring them here. Bring them here. You bring them
It's,
to
it's about,
multimedia.
it's about time we look beyond these clubs.
The
that
traditional
always-
clubs.
Traditional clubs
Yeah.
that always
They are
feels
holding us
that
back. They are holding us back.
they've got a certain what? A certain
And-
authority over
And
people.
entitlement.
Entitlement.
Mentality.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That entitlement is about time. So if organizers decide, okay, let's go and meet the under 13 boys and girls who are willing to play this ball, and then give them the necessary support, give them the platform. Let scouts will even see
Charlie.
young talents in there and pick them up.
I
It is
agree.
much
So you're
better
saying
than-
that let's
clubs-
not waste the day and the time.
and the time.
Let's find something else to
First,
put
there are
in.
a group of committed Ghanaians who are in Budapest waiting for our support. Let's change the topic.
I agree with you. I agree with
They
you.
don't care if we come
Um,
to the stadium or not.
so be it.
I will not waste my time. Let's
You know,
let's
and,
move
and,
on.
and honestly, and that attitude stinks. You know, it's like if we reschedule and you think you can't come,
That is why your Ghana Premier League
You know.
stadiums are dry because you don't care.
we don't respect the fans.
Ah,
We don't respect the fans.
so
How
be
can
it.
you see? It's like you're playing a Ghana Premier League. You started the season. You are an Accra-based team. Then it gets to a point you say the Accra Sports Stadium crowd. No, you are not winning there. I'm changing venue. I'm going to Sogakope. Like, are you a serious football club?
And this time they are considering going to La.
Great.
But La is even close. So
You see,
building
so
another
you're playing at
stadium,
Stamford
they
Bridge.
want
Then
to
you
go
get to a point you say Stamford Bridge crowd. I'm not
They
winning.
go also.
I'm going to Vicarage Road.
Anyway. Let's continue.
let's talk athletics.
But you see,
no.
I'm happy. The Ghana Premier League is about to start, right? And I'm happy our listeners are discerning, you know, and in a grand scheme of things, Fent, we did a GPL seminar 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
One of the speakers, I don't remember who, said maybe we should start going to the traditional clubs and building that community thing there. No, it was Malco.
Yeah,
Malco
Malco,
Afagino.
Afagino, yeah.
Somebody in the comments, when it was time for the comment section, somebody raised the hand and said, Malco, that what you are saying may be true. But you see, the posturing of our traditional clubs means that we are going to have more Adrianus, more Mediamus, more Dreamses, who are going to slowly but surely have the community feel coming for them. And the Hearts and the Kotokos are going to have less. And so my grandfather supported this team. Your grandfather. So that one there, sometimes it dey your blood inside. So it be difficult. But Charlie, things can be grown. And
Gen Z they come.
And Gen Z they don't care about these.
Charlie, the thing I don't want to talk because
Daniel, hold on. One last thing I
Charlie,
will say about this is that
it's a pity.
you should watch. Look at what is happening
Charlie.
in the Ghana football space.
Yeah.
A lot is changing, and people are not paying attention. Liberty Professionals and Wafa, two clubs that were critical in our football ecosystem.
Yeah.
At the top level, have decided that competing at Ghana's elite level is so useless.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
It's absolutely not worth it. They've decided that Division 1, we don't like again. We won't compete in it. And instead, they want to run like Right to Dream. They don't want to play in any organized league anywhere. We want to stay, we want to stay as an academy and groom our players. I tell you this, if Azofok are done with Pobiman and they decided to run a Right to Dream model, they will be so much better off than competing at the top level in this competition.
They'll make more money.
They will make more money.
They'll make money.
So is it not surprising that doing football at that level with no competition is more lucrative than actually investing and playing at the highest level? We have 3 clubs that are playing in Europe right now. In Africa right now.
Yeah.
Dreams FC went to Guinea. They had to charter a flight. Askai. Go to Guinea Conakry and come. If Dreams come back and they go to the stadium, they are playing at the Accra Sports Stadium, they would be so lucky to get 5,000 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
In a 40,000 capacity. In fact, House of Folk crowd don't get 4,000. House of Folk played against Great Olympics last season. There were 800 people. This is a tie that 2 years ago resulted in the breaking of the gate. It was rammed.
Yeah, breaking of the gate. Sorry.
2 years, 24 months.
Under COVID.
Yeah. People have, thank you. People have lost so much interest in the game in 24 months. And you're telling me that it is okay to tell your fans that the game won't play this weekend. It doesn't matter if you cancel the film. Listen, Finra, we don't go. You, the football fan, you are not serious because Finra go in the morning, come in the afternoon to the stadium.
We don't go to Finra after 3 p.m.
Yes, that's the point.
Now you are telling the funeral organizer.
Thank you.
Who organized the funeral after party from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
They should close at 3. Yes.
That's what you are telling
They
me.
should close before 3 because your game is so important. It's so good, armor. You get it? So it means that we are not deliberately doing anything to attract the fans. Instead, we are trying to tell the fans to adjust their schedule
around us.
Are you serious?
Charlie, so wait, friends, I beg. You go make the listless serve ball, so I beg you, make you continue.
Daniel
Okay.
Ball. He had the camp.
Have exercise self-control. Serious.
Yeah, Daniel,
Try.
quick on Mediama Dreams and Pim Dakwa. Mediama are playing against the Nigerians, Remo Stars. They are playing at home first.
Yeah.
That's always not so good.
At home, that's Ghana, not home.
There's that. Thank you. So at Cape Coast against Remo Stars, obviously the atmosphere, we will encourage the people in Cape Coast to go and watch. But Mediama will obviously not be counting on the same level of support they usually enjoy in Takwa. I'm sure there are Basin fans there and everything to create a bit of an atmosphere. It's critical that they get a good result because when you go away from home, that's always tough, especially for the second leg.
Yeah, very critical. And the interesting thing about this year's our representatives in Africa this year is that they have zero experience.
Yeah.
Zero. Mediama, yes.
Confed Cup twice in the past.
But in terms of this group,
Yeah.
It's been a while since, and I don't think you can pinpoint about 5 players who've been there before.
I don't even think so.
And
Maybe
that would be
2 or
difficult.
3.
Dreams FC, this is the first time they are ever going there. The good thing about Ampem Dakwa is that they were there last year, so this is much
Didn't
better for them.
qualify,
They didn't
so-
qualify, but they have that little experience. But for the 2 male clubs, it will be difficult. Frankly speaking, it will be difficult. And the thing you mentioned about the home advantage sort of thing is something that we critically need to look at our game, and it will worry our clubs because yes, playing in Ghana doesn't mean you are playing at home.
There's that. If you extend the conversation and you look at clubs outside Ghana, if you go to Simba and you are going to face Simba, their stadium is approved, so that is their home ground. Morocco, when Hearts went to Wydad, that is their home ground. You are going to Wydad. You are not going to Rabat.
Thank you. So these
You
clubs,
are going to Casablanca, not Rabat.
they don't need to bust any fans. The players are used to playing on the ground. In as much as yes, Midiama might have played at Cape Coast a couple of times, it's not the same.
Yeah,
it's really not the
it's
same.
not.
And you
I mean,
can't.
look at Dreams at Accra. It just makes no
And
sense.
see, I remember when the draw was done, we spoke to Aminu Shado
Yeah.
on Prime, and he said he knows that the Accra atmosphere, it might be difficult, but they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because yes, they are.
Now, they won't. That's the
Charlie.
thing.
But yes,
Midiama, hopefully, I mean, the stadium project stalled, so there's credit there. They were trying to get it ready in time, the new stadium, but it's not. And Akun Park obviously is not. It's not even a proper park. So,
but all the same, look, I just believe that if you watched or if you look at the track record of Dreams FC in cup competitions, I think they know how to navigate fixtures like this. From last season's FA Cup, they finished the semi-final. Yeah. This season, they won. So I think when it comes to these one-off games, you might give them.
You can even go to 2018 when they played the Gaka competition where they won it in Cape Coast.
In Cape Coast, yes. They beat Hasselhoff in the final.
They defeated Santi Kotoko on their way to the final. They defeated Hasselhoff in the final, and in fact, it was under Karim Zito
again.
Yeah.
So he has the pedigree when it comes to these one-off games.
Exploits with the junior national teams in cup competitions.
In cup competitions is also very good. So when you draw on the experience of the guys at the helm, you can have a bit of faith in them. So, of course, you see, I always put it this way. In as much as you may not have experience at that level, the excitement of being there for the first time, playing without fear, can also be an advantage for you. Yeah. So if they can take advantage of that, for me, I'm very confident, especially from an Ampem Dakwa point of view, because they've been there last season. They've learned their mistakes. They've come back. I really believe that they will make it this time.
Yeah, and I'm glad the level of support they are receiving, because they got a very nice chartered flight from Africa World. So well done to Africa World as well. For coming in and supporting. Some people are very... Yeah?
Pardon?
Gary?
I said there's a hand in the air.
Yeah. So, segueing back into, or tying the two things that we are saying, you see how organized Media Mind Dreams have been?
Yeah.
Has anybody noticed?
Of course. They're going about their business.
Very, that's the word.
Yeah, deliberate.
Tactful,
You see,
deliberate,
there is something, it's vital. The community thing we are talking about is very important, because if you are from a community and you are rallying people, but you can't beat organization. And the remote stars that Mediama are going to face, they're also not a traditional team at all. They are babies. They are formed only 2 years ago. But the kind of support they are also garnering in Nigeria, together with another club called Sporting Lagos. Yes. It's exactly what we are talking about. In Nigeria, the conversation is being had that the traditional clubs, there is our father's team and our grandfather's team. This is our own. The way Dreams and Mediama are going, and yesterday I was giving Mediama shouts on. You see how deliberate they've been.
Even branding wise.
They are branding wise, making their players.
About their flowers.
Yes.
It is a disclaimer.
They are making their coaches available for interviews, their players available. When you call them, it's not now they are coming to share their home and all that. That is how maybe
that's
they might
how
not
to grow a product.
Yes.
So we'll tag along with them. And
We will tag along with
who
them.
don't want to do the do.
Yes, because it's Cape Coast. Because Charlie, maybe tomorrow, next time they are coming to play in Cape Coast, we will see how they did this time and decide that, I'm in the Cape Coast vicinity. Maybe I'm going to see my sister B or my brother B in some
or side chick
UCC, or I'm going for a PTA meeting. Lawrence went for a PTA meeting last time in Cape Coast. You can say that.
Lawrence has a child.
No, he has
no.
a small sister.
Small sister.
Yeah. So, so I'm going there. Then I just passed by the stadium.
But I think we can be very positive for Mediama.
No,
when they were playing their matches at the Esipon Stadium.
Yeah.
During the CAF Confederation. That was where they defeated Mamelodi Sundowns, and then Picho Musimano was completely left, right, and center, and blaming referees and all that. They have a certain history of doing well when they move away from their traditional home venue. And we saw it in 2015 when they went to Africa. We also saw it in 2017 when they were there. So I think that this Mediama team, we can be very hopeful. Augustino Odete has been there. He's like one of the founding fathers of Mediama SC. He has the institutional knowledge of this team.
Yeah.
What about signings though? Have they signed good enough players?
That's a good question.
Well, that's always the
last 2 times they were there, they had very quality footballers.
They had very quality football. The likes of Eric Kwakwa, even this very
they were bad and hungry.
Akwesi Donsu,
was fresh.
Nabila,
Malika Kowa and Kowa were all part of that team that did very well. But if you look at the Mediama setup we saw win the Ghana Premier League, especially in the last 5-6 matches, they were incredible. They were so good
for the Ghana
Premier League.
But that's probably why they've signed Kudawachi Mahachi.
Right.
Just maybe. But
it's not enough time, and he can't do it alone.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that collectively as a unit, they were very strong.
Yeah.
At the tail end of the Premier League.
Can you say collectively as an individual?
Mischief is not good for your health.
But I get the point you're making, Muftawu. Thank you. People are quite angry about the whole Great Olympic situation. And as my hero says, the same energy with the ruling government, no accountability, no reason, no shame, just vibes and inshallah.
If a politician said this thing, like he will be angry.
That is Anas, my hero. And Charles Kujowu says the cancellation of a game between Hearts of Oak and Great Olympics is unacceptable and disrespectful to the fans. How do you expect Ghana football to progress with these petty excuses? The game will not develop with this attitude. I've got some more messages here. This one says, Great Olympics saw House of Folk training pictures and decided to throw in the towel.
Brother with that.
He sent that message.
And also actually defeated some division. Miracle Land yesterday, 11-1. So they've scared them small.
Guys, what I'm going to do is take a very, very quick break, okay? Here, your messages are welcome, 055 1111997. When we come back, we're talking the UEFA Men's Football of the Year nominees. We're talking the World Athletics Championships. Daniel is eager to go because this year we probably would be witnessing one of the greatest World Championships ever, simply because of the closeness in the competition in all the field and track events that will be happening in Budapest, Hungary. We'll be right back. 7 Joy FM and 103.9 Hits FM show brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience. And Betway, bet your way. I'll tell you about them shortly. But like I was saying, some people are not very happy with this Great Olympic situation. More of the messages here. Kwesi Nkrumah, Kwesi says, Kwesi Bruce on Twitter says, why do we even waste our time following Ghanaian football clubs and competitions? There are better activities to turn our attention to, anything but football in Ghana. All right. And Enoch, he also said, Enoch Kweku, he says, the guy from Great Olympics doesn't deserve his role as a communicator. What kind of disrespect is that? Sinto said, you are getting the blast. And this one says, no. With this attitude from the shameless neighbors, our football will not grow. Why are you people always destroying things? Did you hear your communicator on game plan? Interesting. Eric, Enzo House boy, Eric Ayimbisa. He says our Ghanaian clubs are not even serious at all. How can you call off a match at the 11th hour? That is the reason why Ghanaian clubs can't get a good sponsorship deals. David Greg entry. He says the posture of Great Olympics communicator was shocking, so unapologetic. I hope the fans are paying close attention. Clearly, these people don't care about them. Yet, quote, the media is the reason why our football is at an all-time low, unquote. Shaking my head. And this one says, thank you, Fentuo, for ending the interview. And then you say something about Saint that I will not read out because it's very unpleasant. Anyway, let me tell you about Petrosol. Every drop of fuel matters, just as every penny counts. And did you know that good quality fuel enhances your vehicle performance and reduces maintenance cost? I know that. That's why I don't buy cheap fuel from somewhere simply because it's cheap. No, I buy quality fuel. So you too do same. Take no risk in times like this. All you need is value for your money. Look no further. Drive to the next Petrosol fuel station. Yes, Petrosol, your go-to station for accurate quantity of high-quality fuel. Be a happy customer, fill with smiles, drive more miles, and save more money. Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience. And also, show brought to you by Betway. And Betway is saying that right now you can even bet for as low as 50 pesos. The lowest, in fact, you can go as low as 50 pesos. All right, 50 pesos. If you bet on whatever you win, if they take 10%, cry, it won't pay you like that. It won't pay you like that. It won't pay you like that. But guys, Gary.
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
10%.
10%, yes.
You see, the whole thing. See, the thing about the 10% tax on bet winnings is this, right? Okay, I get the idea for the tax. A sin tax. Sin tax happens all around the world. Basically, sin taxes plays on those things that we say are not good, but they are necessary evil. So we allow them, of course, and then we tax them. That's fair. The problem is when you think that the act itself is wrong, but you're happy to take the tax money. That is the act.
But right now, there's a bigger problem.
Tell me about it.
Because the boys are saying that when I have 2,000 cedis, for example,
Yes.
and I deposit it on my betting account,
In your Betway account.
in my Betway account,
Yes.
and something happens, I say Betway, bets in there, I'll bet too, but I want to withdraw my money.
And take shots 1 or 2.
Take shots, baby girl. Shots.
Baby get this.
They tax the thing.
Once I withdraw, no.
Oh,
10%.
that one I don't hear that one.
Bugger,
So wait, your deposit.
your principal for betting, no. Whether you
The moment you deposit it into your Betway account,
Quick.
if you want to take it without using it to bet, cry.
So once you deposit
10%.
it, you for bet.
So that's what the boys are saying. But I've had an extensive discussion this week with all manner of people, and that is a glitch.
Right.
yeah.
It shouldn't be happening.
It shouldn't be
From
happening.
the IT background, from the IT background,
Yeah.
you need maximum 4 coding lines to sort it.
Yeah.
4 coding lines.
4.
My one.
So that is trauma. Yes.
So
IT1.
So the one solution is to create 2 accounts.
Okay.
So when you deposit money, withdrawal from deposit, no tax. Withdrawal from winnings, which will be a second account, 10% tax.
Okay.
So
And those two can be separated.
Yes,
Oh,
so
very
2
easy.
accounts.
Yeah.
Very
So if I deposit money onto my Betway account,
Yeah.
in the deposit account, no tax on withdrawal.
Yes.
When I win on bets,
Yes.
the winnings won't come into my deposit account. It
Right.
will go into my winnings account.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
when I'm withdrawing from my winnings account, 10% tax.
Quick.
3
Quick.
coding lines, quick. It will sort it.
So that is a glitch, first of all. So
Right,
for those
cool.
that is happening
Right.
for, I'm told that it's for
sort it.
certain, for certain accounts, certain.
Yeah.
You see, and right now, you see, call me cynical or silly, but the truth of the matter is that the youth that you say were lazy, right now they are working hard to fix the economy because the taxes are contributing to the growth of the economy. And do you know what I should? It's very true.
You are cynical.
And in fact, that money is also going to pay our leaders.
Yes.
I'm 100% behind you. What you are saying?
No. We are laughing, but it be serious matter.
It's true.
No, you're right, man.
Oh, it's true.
The lazy youth now are bringing in.
In fact,
income.
they are even making about 2-point-something billion from taxing it.
Charlie,
Yes,
but
the
10%
the target.
tax, it be tied to.
Yes.
And you see, the craziest thing about this whole thing is that, and people don't really understand it, but it's here. You have licensed them to operate. This is fantastic. People are doing the betting, and they are using it to solve problems. Okay, including Ghana. No, but it's true. It's not funny.
Yes.
Including Ghana's problems. You have seen that the betting, no, it is so good, it is bringing money, You say, you know what? For all the unemployed youth who are getting money from the betting, let's tax them, because without the betting, you can't tax that youth.
Fent, it is very.
Can you tax the youth?
It is very arrogant to sit in your AC office and say that betting is not good. It's lazy.
Aye.
See, people are suffering, oh.
Brother.
You think somebody has his last 5 Ghana and he's foolish? I'll use the word. He's foolish.
Yes.
He doesn't know what to do with the money. And you go and throw it away. People are suffering, oh.
The system make
People are seriously suffering. Look, I know people who have used betting money.
Yeah.
Like, the person doesn't even follow sport.
Yeah.
But no other avenue to make the money. He has to make money to pay electricity.
Fees.
Not fees, hospital bills.
Yeah, hospital bills, yeah.
So he had to bet. And look, he has come to ask me for us. Me, I'm a consultant. If you call me, I'll give it to you.
No. You are the oracle for a reason.
Thank you. And I gave in my DM. Look, the guy has thanked me. I'm even tired.
Look at that.
And the guy doesn't follow sport too.
Yes.
Just because he seriously had to make money to go and pay for. I think it was his little sister or something.
And he made the money.
And he
stopped
has
after
to do
that.
it.
Yes.
He
And you are
stopped.
still saying
But
bet
you
is
see,
not
the
good.
thing
If
is
you
that-
fix the economy, do you think the person will have to go and bet?
Even
You are incompetent, you are telling somebody
Hold
the
on.
person is
Even the betting crowd, the betting. See, people see it as betting. I see it as playing a game.
No, in fact,
guys,
it's an
investment.
investment.
No,
It's
you
investment.
see, yes,
Fentuo,
but you see, because you see, what is
It is not a game. It is an investment.
what
When
is
you
better
invest,
than yes?
There are risks.
there are risks.
There is,
But you
yeah.
are going to recoup.
Yeah.
The end goal is for you to recoup.
Yeah.
So I invest 10 cedis, I get 100 cedis.
That's it.
That's it.
And Sitsofe, what is better than if you're watching a game? I'm like, you know what? I think this guy's gonna score in the 10th minute.
Quick.
And then you say, I don't think so. I think this is. And they say, you know what? So boys, like
Yeah.
it's fun. It's nice. Massa, Charlie, let's
Brother,
move on. So Betway are asking if you are ready to get way more back with Betway in the new season. And see, this is why I like Betway. They're even saying that the betting, if you bet and you lose, they'll give your money back to you.
That's all.
Look, it's here. It says use the golden booking code that you can find on the Betway site and place your risk-free bet from 25th to 27th August, guaranteed to give you 100% back as a free bet of up to 50 cedis if you lose.
Quick.
So it's not even like you have gone to take your father's property to go and bet. If you do it and you don't win, I will give you money back.
Okay, so I've just been told by the Super Morning Show team.
Yes. Right.
Yesterday they spoke to the GRA.
On the glitch.
Yes, on the glitch. So, like I said, it's a glitch.
Yeah.
The GRA says that as far as they are concerned, 10% tax only applies when a bet is staked, right?
Okay.
And the tax is on the profits accrued.
Yes.
And not on the entire payouts.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not on
On
it.
the okay.
So, like we
So,
said,
so if you stake 10,
Now he
10
says-
cedis, right,
Yeah.
and you win 15 Ghana, the tax is on the 5 cedis.
it's on the 5
on the
cedis.
5 cedis.
Yes.
Okay.
And he says to take it up with your betting operator if the tax is applied to a withdrawal, not directly linked to a stake.
The thing doesn't happen on Betway, so
It doesn't happen on
no,
that.
that's-
That's why I didn't want to mention
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I know from some of the complaints I've got that it's on some other
Yeah,
what
no,
do you
no,
call
it's
them?
not
Some
happening on
other
Betway.
bookies.
The simple matter is do business with Betway.
Betway,
That's all.
Just back
And
and
you
forth
see,
all-
and they are promoting responsible betting. No under 18. Me, Fentuo Tahiru, I'm 36 years old. You want to come and tell me that I don't know what I am doing when I'm
They say you are lazy.
No. That's the. They say that thing. No under 18. Am I right?
Yeah.
And when you are registering, they check.
Yeah.
No under 18.
They take your Ghana card,
So,
right?
Yes.
They take your details.
Sitsofe
Ghana
is 30 plus. You are telling me that Sitsofe no betting can spoil him because imagining it. Charlie, terms and conditions apply. Thank you.
The most serious note for Petroso. Charlie, they are good.
Petrosol,
I have a serious
No,
Betway stroke Petrosol story.
Look,
Yeah.
my biggest problem with Petrosol, before you say the good one,
you have a problem.
do you know my problem with Petrosol?
Tell them.
They don't have enough station. They should come and open one behind my house. Quick! My problem problem is that the fuel is good.
No, the fuel is. That's what I was going to
It's
say.
correct.
Please. I spoke to the petrol guys. They are working on it.
They could come and open behind my house.
They are working on
yeah.
it. You see, the problem is that a lot of the land, they have sold family and friends.
Somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, because I bought some fuel. I don't want to bet. I bought some fuel. My new baby, they jack small. New baby, first guy wants to put my new engine.
How? And I've seen your new baby.
You see my new baby?
The red baby.
Redo.
Charlie,
I know what you are talking about, my brother.
the car, they baby.
Because no, you know the story. Because that's the thing. Because Daniel was using some carby.
Charlie!
Then he went to buy some fuel. My brother. See, hold on, no. Daniel's tank.
Charlie, I'll cry.
Hold on. Daniel left the fuel station, right?
Yeah.
On his way, the fuel tank, the gauge, it is full, but Daniel's car has stopped.
No, the people they packaged apple jolly juice and they put it inside my car. Jolly juice or apple flavor. So if you see the thing, it don't look like full. Charlie, it's not like the fuel gauge was full.
The car get ready to
The fuel gauge was doing this one. No, everybody has go up. Charlie.
No, so
On
I
a more serious note.
bought petrol.
Yeah.
Right? So I drive on small, the fuel that I was using and I bought petrol, so I filled the tank.
Yeah.
It's clean the engine.
Charlie.
Quick.
Like joke.
No, it
like
is.
smooth now.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
No, me that be my only problem because by the time I drive the Charlie.
Charlie, jolly juice, ice block no day inside.
I was looking for some cheap fuel some time be back. Charlie, my shit. Go buy some fuel. I buy small money, but the gauge go up. I say, this is nice. Brother, by the time I catch her, I was left two. The bar left two. I say, was it air or what? they inflated the tank for you anyway. All right, guys, let's move it on. Duraplast are also here. Wherever Duraplast goes, water flows. And they've introduced water tank, which comes with accurate volumes of water. 5,000 liters is 5,000 liters. And also it comes with an optional water level indicator, so you don't have to climb to the top to check, look inside and see whether or not the water is finished or something inside. And that's why you need to talk to them. Duraplast Limited. You can call them on 0242 818874. 0242 818874. The World Championships is starting tomorrow. Team Ghana has sent 6 athletes to the competition. They will be competing in 3 events. Okay, there's 200 meters men. Joseph Paul-Amoah and James Darcy will compete in that. They will be competing in women's long jump. That will be Deborah Aqua. And then there will be competition in the men's 4x100 meter relay. And they've sent 5 athletes for that. Joseph Paul-Amoah is leading them. James Darcy will also be part of the relay team. Isaac Botsio is part of the relay team. Edwin Gadai, of course, is also part of the relay team, and Raymond French. So 3 US-based athletes, James Darcy, Isaac Botsio, both of them are West Texas. In fact, Botsio is at West Texas A&M. James Darcy is at West Texas College, and Joseph Paul-Amoah is now signed with ASICS. Okay. Then 2 local athletes, Raymond French is traditionally a 400 meter runner, and then of course Edwin Gadai, who's been in the local scene for a while. They are the ones representing Ghana, and it's not necessarily a team that should raise your hopes too high, mostly because the relay team that has done so well in the last few years. In fact, they've been to 4 major global competitions in the last 4 years, and in each of them they've set a new national record. They won gold at the Africa Games in 2019 in Rabat. After that, of course, they went to compete at the World Relays in Silesia, in Poland. There they set a new national record. Then by making the final in that competition, they qualified for both the Olympic Games and the 2022 World Championships. They went to the Olympic Games and set a new national record. They made the final, of course, got disqualified in the final. Then they went to the World Championships again in Oregon, where they made the final, of course, and making that final was what qualified them for this year's event.
In fact, you should add that they also set another national record.
That's one, exactly.
Yeah.
And they set another national record.
Charlie, that team there, they tried.
In that event. Then after that, the biggest hope for a global medal was was at the Commonwealth Games, because after the new national record in Oregon, in fact, a few days later, they were in Birmingham, and hopes were very high that they would win the medal. They made the final, even without someone like Joseph Polamo, who was running the individual event. However, that created what became one of the most, I don't even know the word to use,
Bizarre.
circumstances under which anything could be disqualified. And Team Ghana was disqualified because they brought one athlete, Rashid Saminu, to replace Joseph Polamo without properly communicating that to the officials. And so Ghana was disqualified, and the team was left in complete distraught. It was an official's duty to make those necessary substitutions and documentations. They didn't do that. So even though they made the final, they were kicked out, and they ended up without a medal. So then begins a rebuilding process, because Sean Sefuenchi is no longer part of the team. He's doing 10-20s, 10-30s. He's never done a sub-10 in his entire career. He's 35, so clearly not growing any younger. So he's not part of the team anymore. Joseph Menu and Emmanuel Yeboah were the ones running the third leg. In fact, the third leg has never had a stable runner. It was Martin Enchi, then came Joseph Menu, then came Emmanuel Yeboah. Both of them have their own issues, visa issues here and there, no longer part of the team, okay? Azamati was part. He got injured. He had also qualified for the 100 meters. He got injured, so he pulled out of both the 100 meters and obviously the relay team, leaving us with just one member of that all-conquering relay team, Joseph Polamo, the only one available now. And so they're trying to rebuild, but this rebuild is critical. Critical because if they fail to make the final, that could eliminate any chance. Well, not any chance, but that could eliminate their biggest chance of qualifying for the Olympic Games next year. If they make the final in Budapest, that will qualify them automatically to the World Relays in Bahamas next year, which will serve as the qualifying competition for the Olympic Games. But if they don't make the final, they don't qualify automatically for the World Relays. And if you don't go to the World Relays, qualifying for the Olympic Games will be hard. It's not impossible. You could still qualify with time. But if you look at the times that our relay team is running, we are still yet to break the 38-second barrier. The record right now for Usain Bolt and Co, they are 36 seconds. We are still doing 38.03.
Sebastian Coe said we will never have athletes like
So
Usain Bolt again.
Exactly.
But we'll have great athletes.
So in order for us to qualify, we need to be running faster than all the national records we have ever run to qualify by time. But if we make the final, it makes the work easier. Because if you make the final, you can run in 40 seconds. You have made the final.
That's all. The most important is making the final.
That's actually one of the areas that I think Elom will be looking at. Because
getting them to the final.
Yes,
Coach,
getting them to the final.
Coach Elom.
Yeah, Coach Elom. That is the area, I'm sure, in his conversation with these athletes, he'll be looking at, let's make it to the final. Because if you make it to the final, it makes everything easier for you. The pressure on you would go down. And I was having a conversation with Bar Hussein, and he was telling me that it appears James Dazi is going to start. And then we are going to have Bocho run the back straight, whilst Edwin,
which is where Azar used to run.
Yeah, where Azar used to run. And then we are likely to have Edwin Gadai do the third leg, which is the third curve, and then Joseph Polamo doing the anchor leg. I think that with these athletes, in as much as we've not seen them do in a sub 10,
yeah, and that's the other thing. Not a single one of them has run a sub 10 this season.
I think you just need one good race.
That's all. I was coming to that.
One good race.
Charlie, sometimes it's all you need.
And it changes everything. Yeah. We were all in Oregon when we saw Joseph Menu doing the third leg, when he was doing an incredible 8.87.
He ran out of his mind.
And it was crazy. So when you have Isaac start, James Darcy start, I think it's going to be massive. He's been incredible in the 200 meters, where he was able to do 19.79 seconds.
The first Ghanaian to
The
run
first
under
Ga-
20 seconds.
Yes, and
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
In fact, at the time he
Japan
ran
was
the,
doing 20.08.
Yes,
that
yes.
was the
That was the
previous
national
national
record.
record.
That's the
was
previous
great.
national record.
And that was great.
Yes,
That
and
was
you
not
have
bad.
In Ghanaian context.
yes, and now you have someone running 19.79
19.79
seconds.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So
He actually now has the 5th fastest time overall over the distance in Africa.
in Africa, yes.
That's superb.
And if you take a look
Overall.
at the times that World Athletics have published for the championship, he has the 5th time. And
The
this
5th
clearly-
fastest. Yeah.
Yes, this clearly tells you that, yeah,
There's potential. yeah.
there's a potential.
Only a few months ago, this guy was running at
He was in Ghana.
Central Regional.
Yeah.
Suzo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super zonals, man.
You know.
And I wanted to say, but look, guys, I don't want to give anybody pressure. I don't want to give Edwin Gadai pressure. When Azar burst onto the scene and he was about to get his scholarship, because of the whole University of Ghana thing,
Yeah.
we knew ahead of all the announcement that it was going to happen. So George Ado and I went there, and we went to a Careful Hall or something like that. So we sat down with him in his room. We saw his medals. We had a chat and everything. And he said, "Charlie, some guy be there. They call him Gadai." So he told us first, right? He mentioned it to us first that Gadai was behind him. So we went to.
Gadai was actually beating him.
Yeah.
Thank you. So he didn't, athletes, he didn't tell us that Gadai was beating him. So we went out to go and shoot because we were doing a profile video of him ahead of the championships and ahead of him going abroad. And then when we got there, he did the run for us to shoot and all that. And then the coach, Elom at the time, said, "Oh, this boy," he was teasing him and said, "You Gadai go catch you, go beat you." Then we heard later when Azar went, I was posting on Facebook and I kept seeing repeated comments that people were praying that Gadai will get the opportunity Azar is getting.
Right.
So there is the feeling that Gadai is even better.
It's a hidden jewel.
It's a hidden jewel that we are yet to see.
Yeah.
But as Muftawu said, these things is about moments.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that Edwin will grab this one
Right.
and show everybody.
He went to Doha.
Yeah, he went to
He was
Doha.
part of Doha team, yeah.
Yes, yes.
He didn't run.
So
But
please
you
look
see
out for him.
And that's the
Yeah,
good
that-
thing then. He
Look
has,
out for
he has
him.
that experience as well.
Yes.
Even though he didn't run.
He was
he's
there.
part of
He
an
saw.
endurance.
And he's a multiple Ghana fastest human
Look,
champion.
I think there's a very important factor that we are missing here. If you look at the team from 2019 up until last year, at least 3 of the 4 were within the conversation from 2019 until last year. This time around, we have just 1. So let's be honest. That's 2.
Add James.
Yes, James is there. But that synergy is not as what we have seen
That's
before.
that's the critical
So
point.
individual times aside, in the relay, you need that. You need that teamwork,
chemistry,
the chemistry, the understanding, because that is what has worked for these guys.
Yeah.
And you can look at the Americans with their history. You can look at even Jamaica with their history. It's not always about how fast you are.
It's
And
how
that's
fast you can get the baton over.
the baton and that understanding. So yes, individually, some of these guys are really gifted, but the fact that this is going to be the first time the 4 of them are running together,
That's where the problem is.
that's where the
You are
problem
telling Ghanaians, you want to tell Ghanaians that we should cool down.
Relax.
I'm also optimistic because of one thing.
Okay.
This is the first time we are going to a championship where we've had our athletes camp for a whole week.
Charlie.
Remember?
Just before and then.
Can they meet? They meet them.
Wait.
Week, oh!
I didn't hear well.
It's a week. 1 week.
No, I know it.
1 week. He's praising 1 week.
Yes. But previously they meet. They meet. They meet. Yes.
And the 1 week is a good thing.
Thank you.
It is better than before.
Yeah.
These athletes were always meeting during competitions.
Yes. They meet on the D-Day.
Down there. I
No,
know.
you see, but the difference is that they knew each other.
They knew each other.
This one is-
no, I clearly
actually-
understand.
But
Somebody
I
has
put
been
it to you,
preparing for
but
4
Muftawu,
years, sir.
I put it to you that, you see, the point Danny wants to make, I want to challenge him on that. They knew each other. But as well as they have been doing, they have been faltering with false starts. And since they have been missing baton changes.
Yeah.
We've been
Mostly
having
in finals. They always make
yes,
it.
we've been
In
having
fact-
technical faults.
In fact, let me
You understand?
Let me make this clear.
So more of him.
In the last 6 major competitions,
I know the start is going to pull.
Ghana has dropped the baton 4 times.
4 times
in finals.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Fourth
In
of
the
six.
finals.
Fourth of
So
six.
I see, calm down. We are not saying we want to win the final. We say we want to qualify for the final. So once we qualify for the final, finish. I don't care. I don't care again.
Let's cut our coats out.
I'm quite optimistic about this team, and I don't know why. I just think that this is a team that people do not have lots of expectations.
Yeah, so there's
It's good.
So
it's
there's
good,
easy
it's good.
in the match
You
pressure.
like that?
You look at 2019 where they won the gold medal in Rabat. People began to show interest in this quartet. Then we went to Silesia where they had an incredible run. In fact, even that one we had issues with lane infringement and all that. Then we went to Oregon, an incredible one of 38.07 seconds, a new national record. In fact, in Silesia,
Before Oregon was Tokyo.
before there was Tokyo.
There to another record.
Where they was able to set another world record,
relax.
national record. I just think that James Darcy, in as much as he's not done sub 10, Isaac Bocho, in as much as he's not done sub 10, Edwin Gadaye, he's in there. In fact, his time score are not even recognized by World Athletics, but
Because he's running in Ghana.
Because
Our
he's-
tracks are not certified.
They are not satisfied. They are
Yes.
all-
It's okay.
So-
It's okay. It's okay. Don't come and
so
shade
his
us.
times
Don't
are
come
not
and shade
recognized by
us.
World Athletics. With the experience of the anchorman like Joseph Paul Amoa, I'm sure he will be that huge figure within the group who will bring them together. And with Elom, I am very optimistic that these boys are going to go out there.
Okay,
That's very well.
so can we wrap up now on when people can watch them?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Go
So
on.
it begins tomorrow, August 16th. Tomorrow,
19.
August 19, 10:25 a.m. Deborah Aqua will be in the women's long jump qualifiers on the 20th. So what I'm saying, we have the artwork. We'll post it on our social media now.
Yes.
We'll let them post it on our social media now. So you
How
can
to
keep
follow
it.
Team Ghana.
How to follow Team Ghana. So we're talking about the relays.
Yeah.
The relays will be on the 25th of August. So there's a few days yet. The men's relay heat will be on the 25th of August.
That's next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday. Oh yeah, there's time. And then 20 that will be at
So let's just go through them. First to compete would be Deborah on
Aqua
Saturday.
tomorrow.
Okay.
And then on
10:25
Sunday,
a.m.
10:25 a.m.
Next to compete will be on Sunday.
Deborah Aqua as well.
Again for the final.
For the final of the women's long jump.
If she makes it.
If she makes it, that'll be at 2:35 p.m.
Okay.
All right. So the times are all good because Hungary is around our geographical whatever. James Dazi and Joseph Polamo will be in the men's 200 meter heat. That will be at 10:50 a.m.
On which day?
on Monday on 23rd.
Okay.
That'll be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Next week Wednesday, right? And then on Thursday that'll be at 6:20 p.m. James Dazi, Joseph Polamo will be in the men's 200 meter semi-final if they make it.
Yeah.
And then on Friday there'll be the men's 4x100 meter relay heat. That's a certainty.
2 hours later.
2 hours
the
later,
200 meters final.
the 200 meter
So
final.
that's another critical.
Yeah.
If any of them or both of them make it to the final. Damn.
Then we have problems. Raymond French, do we have a perfect replacement in Raymond French? He's
No,
doing
they're only
45.
5. So if 2 make it to the final, we can't do. One has to run.
That one will run.
I'll go.
That needs somebody.
Daniel, so that's Team Ghana.
That's Team Ghana.
Let's expand the conversation. Africa, the global, the global titles that are up for grabs. Listen, the storylines at these championships are huge.
Plenty.
Everywhere you look, it's massive, and I'm talking about like real competition. Real unpredictability. In the past, you could look at the 100 meters and say, Usain Bolt has
Usain
got
Bolt
there
will pick up that.
for like maybe 3 or 4 championships. In fact, more than 3, maybe
not
like
true, but
5
okay.
championships in a row. He was favorite. Since he left, this has been the story, And in fact, since Usain Bolt, no other athlete has been able to defend the 100-meter world championship.
Yeah, I should nail it down.
It's crazy. In fact, and in the history of the sport, only 3 athletes have been able to defend the 100-meter title. Maurice Green, Usain Bolt, and
Asafa?
No.
Asafa was never.
Asafa there.
He never won.
The one I have the picture.
I mean,
with.
Asafa, he's our in-law, but
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis. So Maurice Green, Carl Lewis, and Usain Bolt. They're the only three in the history of the World Championships to defend the 100-meter title. So it never happens. And then there is the whole unwanted history of no African sprinter ever finishing in the podium places in the 100 meters.
In the 100 meters.
Omanyala says that he is looking to do it. We played it on Sports Center this morning as well.
And since you are on that subject, I'll go to Daniel on the global side of things. But Africa is always representing big time. And in fact, in London 2017, Kenya got the most medals at that competition. They won the World Championships in that sense, if you like.
Africa
This time around, there's still greater hope, because Daniel and I were talking yesterday that if you look at events beyond 300 meters, which is not competed for at these championships, majority of the world records for any event beyond 200 meters are held by Africans.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
400 meters men, the record is
Niekerk.
Wade Van Niekerk, 43.03. You go to 800 meters, David Rudisha. You go to 1,005. So it goes on. If you go to the women,
Fit, your wife.
Africans don't like it quick.
Hey,
they like marathons.
Long.
They will go on.
no, but my friends, are we still talking about athletics here?
Athletics, yes.
Sitso has made my day.
Africans don't like it what?
Quick.
Hey, Sitso.
Not quick.
No.
Like it long.
Long.
No, it's
Young
a journey.
Now let me tell you what
Gary,
just happened before I go into the African thing. Sebastian Coe, for those who don't know, he's been re-elected.
Yes.
Okay.
His close ally is Dr. Francis Dodo, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
His body power.
Tight friend.
Tight
In
friend.
fact, Dodo is the World Athletics Governing Council chairman.
Chairman, yeah. So one of the things that they are challenging athletes to do, because athletics is at a crossroads at the moment. In the entire history of the game, there hasn't been a time where the interest in athletics has been lower or lowest. Because the younger generation are complaining that all the sports that they like are very short.
Yeah.
So cricket has worked on it, and they are doing cricket T20.
Yeah.
Shorter versions. So you know, football even doubled with the idea that they want to make the 90 minutes, they want to cut it into 4 quarters.
Yes.
Just like basketball.
Yeah.
So they are asking the athletes to, among other things, bring more headlines. And an hour ago, Fred Kelly and Noah Lyles delivered. So at the press conference, an hour ago, just before we came, Fred Kelly enters the press conference. He sits down. Before they even ask the question, he says, "I'm Fred Kelly, and this is my title. If Noah Lyles is running 9.65, I'm running faster than him." Then Noah Lyles comes and sits down. He says what? That's what they all say until we beat them.
That's it.
That's almost like.
And in fact,
two
even
boxers going
when
into
the
ring.
season started, this thing of you remember Marcel Jacobs and then Fred Kelly.
Yeah.
The bomb.
So guess what?
My guy.
He's the Olympic champion.
Today,
my guy.
You can't take it away from him.
He's winning the championship.
He's my guy.
So guess what? When they finish and they banter, and the reporter asks them that, "Oh, but Marcel too is there," and then the two of them say, "Oh," now the two of them who were bantering each other say, "Marcel,
in
dear,
time pass.
if Marcel can beat anybody in Kwade, he can't beat any of the two of them."
and funny enough, there's always this conversation about Noah Lyles and Fred Kelly. Fred Kelly always want to talk big.
Yeah.
I remember when he spoke to Inside the Track, World Athletics, the new channel thing. He was talking about how he is very certain that he's going to run faster times in this championship. And Noah Lyles is always looking at the records of Usain Bolt, saying that he would do better. So these big talks ahead of these World Championships clearly tells us that we are in for something
Gary,
huge.
So let's do the Africans, right?
Yes, highlight. Then
So the highlights of the Africans who you should look out for. Fent was asking me to add, but I can just mention a few. So Toby Amusan, of course, she's going in
champion.
the Nigerian 100 meter hurdles.
Muftawu, keep quiet.
She's ranked number 1 in her event, right?
Yeah.
Teacher
So-
has blasted you.
Daniel, keep quiet.
And Fentuo's wife, Faith Kipyegon
My very good friend.
from Kenya, she's in the 1,500 and 5,000 meters. She's the world ranked number 1 in the 1,500
She has
meters.
3 world records
She has
this
3
year
alone.
She made 3 world records this year alone.
5,000,
And be on the lookout for her rivalry with
500 and the mile.
Mary
Muftawu.
Moraa.
Why are you always talking when I'm talking? I'm the host. Let me finish. You're talking over me now.
Rivalry with Hassan.
So rivalry with
Muftawu, Nabila. Me and Muftawu.
no. You are saying Faith rivalry with
Stefan Hassan
Stefan Hassan
of the
yes.
Netherlands.
So you should look out for her.
Yeah.
Who is
In
of
fact-
African extraction? We will say it.
Yes, you know, in Tokyo,
Yeah.
Stefan was going for the 3-peat. Talking up, so she went for 1,500, 5,000, 10,000. She won 10,000, she won 5,000, and Faith said, "For we 1,500." Faith defeated her.
Yeah.
And so that's they will go at it again.
So there's Mary Moraa, the new bright hope from Kenya as well.
I
in
remember
the 800
her-
meters.
Yes, I remember her from the under 20 Africa Championships in Cote d'Ivoire.
She's fantastic.
That girl. You remember there was let me remind you guys. There's this video from an under 18 athletics championship
Where the
mixed
girl
4x100
where the girl
meter.
father said,
Yes,
yeah, I
mixed
remember.
4x400 meter relay where some girl took the baton and overtook some Brazilian.
Yes,
girl.
yes. That's her.
That's it. She's
The
really
one that the
developed.
feminists have been using.
Yes.
So that's Mary Moraa. And then there's from Morocco, Sofiane El Bakali from the 3,000 meters steeplechase.
Yeah.
Fantastic. He's also ranked number 1 in the world.
He's defending champion. And also, the rivalry you should be on the lookout for in that 800 meters would be between the defending champion, Mu of America. That dark, tall girl.
Yeah.
She won the title last year. You also have to look out for the Britain, Kelly Hodkinson.
Kelly Hodkinson.
She chased her down the home straight, and she won silver.
Yeah.
Then Mary Moraa won bronze. The 3 of them are going at it again. That should be fascinating.
So there's
I think
this is a name that a lot of people would know. Wayne van Niekerk, proud
400-meter record holder.
400-meter record holder. He's been holding the African flag aloft. He's world number 1 ranked right now.
You know why,
Ferdinand Omanyala.
You know what? The
Yeah.
reason most people haven't seen Wade van Niekerk after they landed in 2017 when he defended his 400
injury.
meter champion. And you know how he sustained the injury?
He was playing football.
No. He was playing community rugby.
Yeah.
Community rugby. Yeah.
Then he ruptured his knee and he's never
You
been
mean
the same.
he went to play Munchendi?
Winchendi rugby with his, basically
Yeah, with his
his
boys.
brother. No, his
Yeah.
brother. His brother plays rugby. He went to play Winchendi rugby with his brother and completely ruined it. But he was in Oregon last year, made the final, could barely breathe when he went across the line. Didn't win a medal, but it's really good to see him back.
Right,
He's
3 more names. Marie Jose Talu.
She's running her fastest ever.
Ever.
The problem with her is when it comes to the big championships,
She doesn't
always
do
a
that.
problem.
And maybe some have said that she runs too many races. This time, she's also going to do 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100 meter relay.
And then she blasts through the heat. In other words, she runs quick times
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
heat.
Yes.
She takes the heat too seriously.
Then Akani Simbini of South Africa is in the 100 meters, 4x100 meters.
The Botswana boy, no.
Letile. Thank you. Tebogo. Thank you.
The African record holder in the 200 meters, 19.50,
And he's a kid.
and he's only 19. He is the record holder. The African, no, in fact, he's the world record holder in the 200 meters. He set that record in just a
Junior,
few months
yeah,
ago. Yes,
the juniors.
the World Junior Championships in
There's an
Italy.
18-year-old who is now 19 that you should look out for. Emmanuel Wanyoni, 800 meters.
Yes.
Oh, you remember when we were in Oregon?
Yeah.
He came to the
The media center.
the media center. The one who wanted to talk to him. I remember there was some race that he didn't do well, so he was angry.
Yeah.
I remember it was this guy, this your gentleman who tried to stop him, and then he bore. He just
Yeah.
walked past us like
And
that.
Wanyonyi is
Wanyonyi.
he's contending for the title. The defending champion is also Kenya, Emmanuel Correa.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's also the Olympic champion, obviously. So he
We can't leave without the one you wanted me to add the artwork.
just Joshua Cheptegei, 10,000 meter champion.
Yeah, so
Kenya running for Uganda.
these are the names.
But Daniel,
to
you
watch.
have about 5 minutes. Globally, where are the storylines? Who should we look out for? Who's your money on for what event? Because obviously there are big misses.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Sydney McLaughlin will not be there.
That would have been interesting. 400
That would
meter.
exactly. She
woman.
dropped the hurdles, the 400 meter hurdle to run 400 meter flat, and she got injured. Jake Weitzman will also not be there. Weitzman won the 3,000 meters last year, and his father was the commentator. It was a crazy story.
Yeah,
it's
beautiful story.
It's a beautiful story.
Nice story.
It's a beautiful story. He's injured, so he wouldn't be there to defend his title. A few others, right? Gary, what's the artwork for the big misses?
Mention the first one, Benjamin Azamati, get out.
Yes.
I remember when Athletics tweeted this morning what will be the biggest surprise, and I said Ghana failing to make the podium.
Yeah. Because you see, the thing about we follow the BBC and things all the time.
And they'll make their people.
Yes. They'll put their people there. Leave the chance of they'll put it.
So some of the big misses. So Sydney obviously is the biggest. Because she's basically right now the darling girl.
You've mentioned Michael Norman,
400 meter champion, also not be there. The American.
Nafi Thiam,
heptathlon champion.
From Belgium, and then Malaika Mihambo.
Oh yes, long jump. From Germany.
And as we do every championship, remember the World Athletics Championships. The best thing about these athletics meets is the backstories behind the athletes.
Most of these.
So please follow us, and we are going to have a lot.
Daniel, let's go.
Yeah.
For me, 2 races I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Women's 100 meters.
That's right.
Yes. My baby girl is back.
Who?
Shakari Richards. Yes. For me, I'm Team America from Titi. I'm always America.
No, she's doing well.
She's doing well.
Yeah, she's beating Sherika Jackson this season.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is good.
Since she stopped the weed.
No,
it is established.
No, but
it is true.
No, but it's true. She missed out on the Olympics because she tested positive for cannabis.
No, it was cannabis. You don't know for sure if it is weed.
Okay, cannabis.
Yes, it will.
No,
so that will be interesting. Defending Shelley and Fraser is there. Fraser Price is there. Sherika Jackson is there. She won the Jamaican Championships. Shakari Richardson won the American Championship. So the 3 of them going head to head. It will be very interesting. Then again in the women's 100 meter hurdles. That's also what I was looking forward to.
Oh boy.
But in all this, you've not mentioned Ellen Thompson-Herah.
Because she's not there. She's doing relays. Why should we mention her?
It's a big miss too.
Where? She's there for the relays. Gary, sorry.
She's coming to the.
Nabila, go on.
She doesn't even know how to win world championships. Look, 100 meter women hurdles. Tobi Amuson, world record holder, Olympic champion, up against Kendra Harrison, former world record holder.
Amusan is world champion.
Champion.
Queen is Olympic champion.
Jasmine Camacho Queen.
Yeah.
That's where my heart is. Yes.
You always had forever.
She did run like something.
She did run,
yes.
Oh yeah. No, you see, in sport you have to attach yourself, or you will not. So Jasmine Camacho Queen, that's where my heart is. Although I support my Nigerian sister in Amuson, deep down my heart was already with Jasmine Camacho Queen.
What do you make of Nia Ali and Kendra Harrison?
Kendra Harrison just came back from. No, she lost her world record to Amuson.
Toby, yeah.
And
she won a medal last year.
She won a medal, but when she meets the 2 of them, she's been losing. So in as much as it's a nice storyline, I feel the 2 main contenders are Amuson and Jasmine Camacho.
Why are you ruling out Nia Ali? She is the champion from 2019. She went to have 2 babies. She's back. She's at 33. She's run her fastest time ever.
Yeah.
She shocked everybody to win the US championships. So there's that.
The small thing about the 2 babies. She said she told her husband after the first.
Her husband, by the way, is Andre DeGrasse.
Yeah. She said she told Andre DeGrasse that after the first baby, that if he doesn't know and he doesn't put the thing inside quick, there'll be problems. Because no space.
Do it quick.
Papa.
See.
They like things quick. You don't like things quick.
I told you.
You see the mystery. In an interview, she said she told Andre DeGrasse after the first baby, get to work. Get to work.
I'm going to ask quick fire questions.
Yeah.
So then, the men's 100 meter final. Who's your money on?
Honestly speaking,
yes,
my interest for the men's 100 meters is not like it used to be.
Forget her interest,
Charlie,
and talk talent and the ability to deliver. Because your favorite man Coleman is there.
Yeah, Coleman, Charlie, this one way.
Okay, Noah Lyles is doubling, so he's coming to 100 meters this time around. Fred Kelly is the defending champion, obviously.
Yeah.
And last year, the USA did 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I think Kelly.
Oblique Seville is there from
Jamaica.
Jamaica. He's not running as fast.
Yeah, he will not make it. I think Kelly will win. I think Kelly.
You think he will defend his title?
It's his time, baby.
I think the problem with
988.
Noah Lyles over the 100 meters is his start.
Yeah.
His start is slow, but he's got the best top end speed. It's incredible
That's
when
why
this
the
guy is
200
finishing.
suits him better.
Exactly, it's incredible when he's finishing. There's Akani Simbine, also in the conversation. Then there's Omanyala in the conversation. Both of them have certain weaknesses. Akani just doesn't have the speed.
Yeah.
His start is brilliant, doesn't have the speed. Coleman's start is brilliant.
Doesn't
He's
have
got the
endurance,
speed, he's
yeah.
lost it. Now he doesn't have the endurance to finish it. If you see Omanyala, he's got speed, he has no technique.
Yeah.
So he's too big, he's running all over the place. It's not exactly. So that's the
Michael Johnson commented on it.
Thank you.
Just
There you go.
recently.
Yeah.
So you see, and then Marcel
Everybody has
Jacobs.
got something
Yes,
that holds
Marcel Jacobs on the other hand, what is counting against him is that he's not been fit.
fit. Yeah.
Since the Olympics,
Since
exactly.
the Olympics,
He's
yeah.
not been fit.
Like
And so it really is anybody's that race.
Is it like Marcel Jacobs?
You know, it really is
I don't
anybody's.
like him when they feel him.
I know, right?
But I think Fred Kelly will defend it. 9.88.
How high can Mundo go?
Charlie, that guy, there's no limit.
Who?
Honestly,
Duplantis?
Yeah.
There's no limit.
Oh man, he's one of the wonders of the world. By the time he'll be done, he
we
will.
all know he has already won. So.
Yeah. So
Sitsofe, who are you looking forward to seeing compete at these championships?
he said Marcel Jacob.
I want to see Jacobs.
This guy, he likes not underdog. He likes a villain story.
Oh, listen. Like since the Olympics, it's been a very down time for him. Like he's not been fit, and when he's come back, he's not looked himself. But between that time and now, he's at the best place. Now, going into it,
Been away from noise.
so I'm just looking forward to see how he comes back.
Okay.
But like, as you said, now no one else has got this problem of slow start or wrong start, if you like, not a false start.
No.
But he's got a blistering end.
He does.
So if he can get his stats on point, he's got a big shot.
Yeah. That's how Usain became.
Yeah, he's got a big shot because he's rapid when he gets going.
Yeah.
But if he can get that takeoff
Before he gets into stride.
yes, if he can get it on, then he's one to look out for.
Also, be on the lookout for the women's high jump, where Patterson and Mahuchik will go at it. The Ukrainian and the Australian. It's crazy.
I'm looking forward to Roy Haas.
Oh, that's for head. Yeah, Rojas, the triple
good.
jump, the women's should be.
Look, I want to make a bold call.
Bold prediction. Go on.
The men's 200 meters. Men's 200 meters. This guy, Tebogo,
Let's see Tobago.
gold. I promise you, I can feel it in my
So you're
heart.
saying that
He's
Tibogo
going to
will
beat-
He will beat.
Arion Knighting?
He will beat Knighting, who I love.
Who you love?
He will beat Noah Lyles.
Okay.
He will beat Bednarek. He's cleared
and
all of
Zanel
them.
Hughes.
He's cleared all of them.
Interesting.
No, that would be something.
I
eh?
put it to you.
Anyway.
I remember his first race during the World Championship last year. It was crazy. But
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
you
too
could
sure.
tell he struggled.
He
Yes.
struggled.
He's too young.
So, friends, how many more minutes we have?
Oh, I don't have any more minutes.
We are done.
Oh, how?
Please, yes.
Oh, but before you go, today we have a match.
Yes. You and who?
Al Nassr and Al Taun.
No. I'm not saying who.
Al Taun.
Who?
Al Taun.
Al
We have a match.
Nah.
Eh.
Sitcho is wearing our Nasser.
No.
Teacher Al Nassr, where are you in the league?
Charlie
We lost our first game, so this is our
Paddy
only
might take.
our
So
second
you have
game.
0 points.
We have 0 points out
Paddy
of 2
might
games.
take.
He
And
wants Paddy his
we now didn't play the first game.
Time. He said that time catch.
Eh.
So
You made us start.
It's okay.
So Sitcho is our Nasser.
It's left
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Tell me the way the thing they go me be Al Hilal. Bro, the way the thing they go me be Al Hilal.
Daniel wants to say something. 60 seconds.
Yeah, Paddy might take. Charlie, we have to stop this thing. We have to stop this thing in this world of football.
Listening.
We have to stop. Look, Messi will go down as probably the greatest of all time. Nobody can touch that. But stop forcing him into conversations where he doesn't belong. It's the UEFA Men's Player of the Year. The World Cup is the biggest sporting competition, yes. But you can't win only the World Cup and then stroll through the season and finish and come and tell us that by basis of what you did in the World Cup in December, you are supposed to be crowned the UEFA best. UEFA did Nations League in the past year. They did the Champions League. How does the best player for the Champions League miss out on the short list? One of the best players in the Nations League is country one. Yeah. He won the Nations League. He's not part of the top 3. And then to justify the injustice, they put Alexis McAllister in the top 10. It doesn't make sense.
All right,
Daniel. We have to stop this thing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alexis too support them. I'm talking there. You will be looking. You supporting them.
That's it for our show today. Game plan brought to you by
I'll come and crash your show.
Petrosol and Betway. Thank you so much, all of you, for your time, your messages, and for tuning in. The show will be available later as a podcast, both on audio and on video. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo. I was here with Sitsofe, Daniel, Muftawu, and Gary Al Smith. Enjoy your weekend.